Hello everybody and welcome back to the Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising Challenge Campaign. Isn't that a mouthful? I don't know why I said Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. It should have just been Advance Wars 2. But anyway, I hope you're all doing very well and have been enjoying the series thus far. I'm not 100% sure on how for sure I want to do this, but I'm thinking the way that I will do it is I will avoid the lab missions, the missions that have the labs, which is Showstopper and Toy Box, and essentially do the missions around those ones. And if I can, keep this and the lab mission kind of for last in a way. However, the Yellow Comet lab mission, holy crap. There will be some of these where I might even myself need to get a guide to help me. Because, boy howdy are some of these missions bullshit. However, one of the missions that are not bullshit is the good old tanks. Tanks is very much so unchanged, essentially, from its original one. Except for now, instead of like mainly medium tanks, he has neo tanks. I think that's like the only real change. An assault by the enemy medium tanks. Typo. Can you stop their charge? We're playing as Grit. Yeah. Grit! Grit! Explain yourself. What is this careless display? What's all the fuss? Haven't you heard of getting some shut-eye before a battle? Why, even the chickens are still sleeping. Come on now, Olaf. You insolent delinquent! Get up! I specifically entrusted the defense of those mountains to you! And here I find you just lollygagging about! Calm down there, oh bearded one. There's no point in getting yourself all worked up when nothing's gone wrong. Besides, if things get dicey, we can always stand the retreat. Why, I doubt the enemy's even gonna do anything too rash now. Such foolishness! Now let me tell you a thing or two about... Shh. What? You dare to quiet me? Why, I ought to. I do believe someone's paying us a visit. What? Grit, where do you think you're going? Grit! Thank you to the super patrons of Smazzabaza as well as the regular patrons of Kyokal and Bellywash. Now, let us all enjoy tanks. And I think we can all say thank you so much for the Patreons. And if you want to be shouted out in the Patreon thing in general, do make sure, because I do record these around 2 weeks in advance. So although, well, depending on which series I'm talking about, so you might not even be able to get anything. Going head to head with these boys makes no sense at all.
Very perceptive, Commander Grit.
Black Hole Army, huh? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adder, and I came here specifically to offer you a proposition. A proposition?
Let's cut to the chase.
We'd like you to join the Black Hole Army, Grit. What do you say? Someone of your expertise. Why, wouldn't it be a perfect fit for the Black Hole Army? What do you say?
What now?
Pardon? You possess so much skill, and yet here you are, just wasting it for Blue Moon. You don't really buy into the whole hero shtick, do you? Dying to save a country you don't care nothing for? Admit it, it's nonsense. Ellipses. You've seen it with your own eyes, the supreme might of our army. I'm sure you witnessed this as we passed through several cities on our way here. Why, when we crush on our opponents, when crushing on our opponents beneath our boots took no time at all. They really loved our boots. You and I, we think alike, I can tell. No one can stand in the way of what we want, not Blue Moon nor any other country. Join me in Black Hole, we all know it's the smart play here. Well now, I'd lost interest in what you were saying about 100 words back, but bless your heart, you have one thing right. I never cared much about territories, or countries, or armies, or what patched up belongs to who. No skin off my nose, you all decided to set up shop here. You're gonna fit right in, Grit. Well now, that all said, I reckon your cornbread ain't quite done in the middle. I don't quite follow. You have got no call to be treating the folks who live here any way damn you please.
What?
What? As he said. You said you crushed your opponents beneath your boots. I ain't hard of hearing. Well, listen here. I don't pay any mind to how powerful a lowly snake in the grass such as you may fancy yourself. But I reckon you didn't ask the locals too kindly if you could pay them a visit before you rode into town. Now that's just bad manners. And that's where you and I are gonna have to disagree. In fact, I'd say that makes you my #1 enemy.
We'll grind you to dust!
If that's the way you want it, I'll destroy you right here as well. We'll grind you to dust. Medium tanks, neo tanks, advance! There you go. There is my clipping of the audio as I do that line. So we shall be onwards. We are playing as the legendary Grit, who has +1 range and 20% firepower to indirect units, but his direct units that aren't infantry suffer -20% firepower. This is a buff from Advance Wars 1 in both getting attack power on his indirects as well as his infantry not being weaker. His CO power and Super CO power are pretty much very similar. He doesn't actually get as strong as he used to in Advance Wars 1 when he uses Super Snipe. And funnily enough, Super Snipe and Snipe Attack are pretty much the same powers, except for they get +1 or +2 range to his indirects. Ada, we've already talked to, gains +1 movement range or +2, and he likes being basically a smug piece of shit. In this mission, I'm never really sure what you're meant to do. It's always been a hard one for me to know, because it does obviously feel like you're really meant to, you know, break in the new COs, but sometimes it feels a bit hard to do that. So we're essentially gonna do this. I think that works better. The mechs are more concealed, and as the units come in, it'll be harder. We'll be able to see them easily. As easily. Okay. Look at all the tanks. So many tanks. That's why we fast forward. Usually. Huh? Those things on the right edge of the map. Hey Olaf, what in tarnation are they? Yes. Those are missile silos. Infantry and mech units can use them to launch a single missile. They can strike anything on the field of battle. Yeah. Well, I'll be. It's a big ol' distance weapon. And it's just sitting there. That's like fighting water in the desert. I'm fixing to find out which one of us has the better range of fire. Don't be foolish, Grit. That's not a weapon, not a rival marksman. Use your missiles wisely. Those missiles have a wide blast radius. Make sure you don't damage your own troops firing one off. You can see that, yeah, you can play with the game. Get going, little missile. Meaning, that's obviously a reference to get going, little missy. Because in cowboy movies, there's always a little miss kind of character. Now the interesting thing here is that if we kill their recons, they're actually way harder to... It's way harder for them to actually see anything. And therefore, they can actually have a lot more trouble actually dealing with shit. As well as the fact that killing units is actually very good for us. As well. Because if we're able to kill a unit, that's a permanent loss in strength. Yeah, so there's no need to move our stuff. The interestingness of this map is basically the fact that you're constantly hurting an enemy who kind of gets better when he gets hurt, essentially. That is the uniqueness of the situation, essentially. We can do that to better prepare ourselves, I would say. Because that allows us to see better. And as we can see, there's another recon there that we could have fired on and killed. But that is fine currently. We can also see just how much damage we do to a medium tank, which is 15%, which is quite admirable. Okay, so he almost has a Super CO power, which he'll obviously save for. They now know where one of our units are. The great thing about this mission is even when a unit can see a unit, that doesn't necessarily mean they can fire on it. Which is obviously very good for us. Now one thing I definitely want to do is with this one, I want to attack here, as this will probably damage a lot of troops in a singular blow. And then secondarily, we'll replace this one here, so then we have a lot more range available to us, and we'll kill permanently, as I say is a good idea, another one of his troops. The more units you can permanently kill, basically the better. Yeah, we can actually kill that with this unit, which is very good for us, as it now means that they technically can't see one of our units, and we can basically kill this Neo tank, which is also very good for us. And we can also basically just kill this medium tank as well, which marks a massive loss in their army's strength. As well, we can move this here. This will take 2 turns, this will take 1 turn to accomplish their goals. And then, boom, we can also hit on this one, meaning that we've now really hurt their army's strength a bit. Which is why this mission is often regarded to be one of the easier but really fun missions.
Delicious.
The fear on your face is absolutely delicious. Grit for disobeying my orders, you shall be another soul beneath my souls. Can I get a clap on that one? That was a great one. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Ow! Jesus criminy, that hurt. However, as we can see, the top side has way less attention than the bottom side. Which, you can probably tell, means you know where I'm gonna go. Okay, so we know that there's nothing there. However, we can now see the troops a bit better now. One of them has to kill this unit. That's just a mandatory thing. And then we can tell from before that this, or maybe even like this, is the most optimal target, as it will hit a lot of troops, rendering them all basically worthless. The good thing about this map is there is no... Oh, whoops, I was meant to use my CO power. I guess we'll just do that next turn then. Frick frack. Yeah, frick frack, definitely. I mean, I guess this means I can get a turn to move that up into a better position. But still, it's not the best. Then we'll just kill this, I guess. And this is doing his CO power, so you can't actually get any charge, which is very good for us. Okay, so he's moving up now. Obviously, cheating AI is going to cheat and essentially choose exactly where all my units are that he can hit. Because that's how the AI works in this game, and boy howdy do I not like it. We will select our designated space for dedicating a better area. Anyway, Super CO power time.
Can't hide.
You can run, but you can't hide. I wonder how many times that grit voice is going to change throughout the series. I wonder how many times
Super snap.
voices in general will change. Probably a lot, honestly. The good thing is I don't think there's too many people playing this campaign, even though it's the way better one, because they want to play the first one, because, oh, it's the first one. So you play the first one first, which, funnily enough, leaves me in a really primed location to play this, which I think is honestly the better campaign. I think we can all agree on that. We'll see how this goes. This should be a kill. It was half health, which is still good. And then essentially we can wipe up a lot of these troops now, which sadly, yes, is going to give them CO power. For now, though, the most important troops to kill are the mechs, because the mechs are the only things currently that actually can hurt us in any way. Which is a funny thing to kind of say and like think about. The fact that the only thing that can hurt us is a commonly used troop that always is annoying. But that's just how life is. And because we can and we should, we'll even deal some more damage on these guys. Even going as far as to kill this mech here, just so then they really don't have much vision. We know where one of their tanks lie, and other than that, we're doing pretty damn well for ourselves. Because now basically that mech can't do anything. There's clearly been a mix-up. Under these conditions, there's no way. I always feel like that line is very directly put for this mission. Like, it really does feel like a thing he would be saying for this mission, or like about this mission. So, yet again, we'll take our chances on this one, which will probably kill it this time. No, interesting. It is funny that seemingly this tank is like going this long way to kill us. We'll put this here. We'll put this here to kill this. We'll do this, maybe get a better shot off. Well, actually... Yeah, that's what I thought. Actually, no. First off... Clever adder. Very clever and annoying, but clever. We'll take this out anyway, because this is a unit that we can kill, which is very good for us, obviously. And then if he goes to attack it, we can just hit it with the rocket anyway. And then at this point, we'll also put this rocket down as well. And I think that's end turn, if I'm not mistaken. It is funny though that even though I call this a pretty easy mission, it is taking longer than most of the event Orange Star one. You're really keeping me on my toes, aren't you? Yes, I would love to have another thing to crush underneath my soles. I feel like Lord Freezer when I say that, Jesus. Oh, it's probably because he has he was attacking the attacking on the missile silo, so he has increased defense. Oh my god. Just die. Just die. Okay. Kill this. Actually, that was bad on me. It's not gonna mean anything different, but that could have been really bad for me. Yeah, we're just on cleanup duty now, and if we can, we'll activate our CO power, which we won't. Yeah, I think this will be the end of this mission, actually. This, yet again, is not a very hard mission, but it's really fun. And it is a precursor to another mission, in a sense, as well. Being a mirror darkly, obviously. So, will this be the, will this be the bucket to kill the snake? As anyone who played Dual Strike will know the reference to. It is! Just that easy, huh?
Oh, what just happened? Yes.
My medium tanks! My neo tanks! My tanks! The brigade has been routed! Hiss! Retreat! Grit! Where are you, Grit? The way you forced that villainous adder to retreat, I must admit it was quite...
Well, alright.
What was that? Something I can do for you, Frosty? What impertinence! Is that the way you speak to your commander? Come back here, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Now mind your tongue, there's children present. Hey son, I'm gonna catch some shut-eye, you're in charge. What, me? In charge? Oh, Grit, hold it right there! Mr. Grit, sir, did you mean me? There we go.
My weapons ain't just for show.
And we just beat tanks! With a perfect S rank. So, thank you all for watching. I assure you that'll be the last tank pun. I assure you. But there we go. And that means 4 more tracks of music that I can buy from Hachi's shop. When I do buy every single thing, I will have that be the final part of that episode. But for now, while I'm just buying the things I'm not even close to... I am kind of close. But you know what I mean. In the next episode, I'm not sure if we will start one of these missions, or the Yellow Comet, or if we will continue doing like Reclamation or something. But I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.